from my mentor that Sudama flourished in Vrindavan is a different personality, as I think somebody already mentioned, but I just want to confirm. So, yes, it's a different personality. That's not the same Sudama.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, we will continue reading the Krishna book. I think the chapter is 41. The breaking of the bow in the sacrificial arena, chapter 41. We will read one more paragraph to bring up to the speed, and then we will continue. When Krishna and Balram were going from Vrindavan to Mathura, the inhabitants of Vrindavan had imagined the great fortune of the citizens of Mathura. They can never forget to think about Krishna, Brajvasis. In being able to see the wonderful beauty of Krishna, who is worshipped by the pure devotees as well as the goddess of fortune. The fantasies of the residents of Vrindavan were actually realized, for the citizen of Mathura became fully satisfied by seeing Krishna. When Krishna returned to his camp, he was taken care by a servant who washed his lotus feet, gave him a nice seat, and offered him milk and palatable dishes of foodstuffs. After taking supper and thinking of the next day's program, he very peacefully began to take rest. No anxiety. To his devotees also. Thus, he passed the night there. On the other side, when Kamsa came to understand about the breaking of his wonderful vow, he was thinking that nobody will be able to even lift it. And Krishna, what did he do? He didn't use both hands, he used only one hand to lift the bow. And the killing of the caretaker and soldier by Krishna, he could partially realize this is the demoniac mentality. They will never realize the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He could realize that the eighth son of Devaki had appeared and that now his death was imminent. Thinking of his imminent death, he could not rest the entire night. He began to have many inauspicious visions, and he could understand that both Krishna and Balram, who had approached the precinct of the city, were his messenger of death. Just think about the night, that how Kansa may have spent that night. Kansa began to see various kind of inauspicious signs, both awake and dreaming, cannot go to sleep. When he looked in the mirror, he could not see his head. Haribo, Krishna is so kind to give him that. That's what it's going to happen. Although the head was actually present, he could see the luminaries in the sky in double, although they were only one set factually. Vision also get lost, bewildered. He began to see holes in his shadow, and he could hear high buzzing sound within his ear. Actually, it says that, if you put the finger in your ear, you hear the air is blowing. And when we are going to leave our body, if you put your finger in the ear, you won't hear that air moving sound. That's the sign our time has come to depart from this world. All the trees before him appear to be made of gold, and he could not see his own footprints in the dusk or muddy clay. How much vision is distorted? In dream, he saw various kind of ghosts being carried in a carriage drawn by donkeys. That's what it happened if we don't worship Krishna. We will see the messenger of Yamraj, very furious. He also dreamed that someone gave him poison, sign of a death, and he was drinking it. He dreamed also that he was going naked with a garland of flowers and was spearing oil all over his body. Thus, as Kansa saw various signs of death, both awake and sleeping, he could understand that death was certain. And thus, in great anxiety, he could not rest that night. Just after the night expired, he busily arranged for the wrestling match. We also, who knows, the night may come to us also. We may be not able to take a rest or sleep because of the sickness or something. Those days are ahead of us. We need to be prepared. The wrestling arena was nicely cleansed and decorated with flags, festoons, and flowers because Kamsa was thinking it's a joyful event. And the match was announced by the beating of a kettle drums. The platform appeared very beautiful due to streamers and flags. Different types of galleries were arranged for respectable persons, kings, brahmanas, and kshatriyas. Demigod actually, all these demons, they have a lot of knowledge how to treat these people, at least. The platform appeared very beautiful, and the various kings had reserved thrones, and other had arranged seats also. Kamsa finally arrived, accompanied by various ministers and secretaries. So fearful, right? And he sat on the raised platform especially meant for him. Unfortunately, although he was sitting in the center of all governing executive heads, his heart was palpitating in fear of death. Cruel death evidently does not care, even for a person as powerful as Krishna. What to speak of us, miserly people, wicked mind, always wants to do something different than to please Krishna. And we get so much motivation. That's amazing. When you see this, that how punctual we are. When we go to the work, we are there. We don't miss it. How about taking 3 times dinner? We never miss. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, even though we are not hungry. But when it comes to wake up early in the morning, by the time we missed. One devotee was missed by 10 minutes. I request him, what happened? Why you are late by 10 minutes? And one devotee was late more than an hour, husband and wife, very nice devotee. But Maya Devi is so strong, don't think that Maya cannot attack us anytime. That's why Prabhupada so humbly, not that he was afraid of the Maya Devi, but to show us every time Prabhupada take a darshan of the deity, he used to pray, please save me from the influence of external energy of yours. It's devastating. Haribol. When everything was complete, the wrestlers who had to exhibit their skills before the assembly walked into the arena. They were decorated with bright ornaments and dress. Servant of Kamsa. What is the shortage, right? Some of the famous wrestlers were Chatura, Mustika, Sala, Kuta, and Tusala. Tosala. Being enlivened by the musical concert, they passed through with great alacrity. All the respectable cowherd men who came from Vrindavan, headed by Nand Maharaj, were also welcomed by Kamsa. See, they have etiquette. After presenting Kamsa with the milk product they had brought with them, the cowherd men also took their respective seats by the side of the king on a platform especially meant for them. Wonderful scene has been presented and it will be continued. Thus, and the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 41st chapter of the Krishna, the breaking of the bow in sacrificial arena. So we will embark on the chapter 42, killing of the elephant Kuvalayapit. After taking their baths and finishing all other morning duties, Krishna and Balram could hear the beating of the kettle drums in the wrestling camp. They immediately prepared themselves to proceed to the spot to see the fun. What a wonderful thing was it. They just want to see, have a good time. Haribo. When Krishna and Balaram reached the gate of the wrestling camp, they saw a big elephant of the name Kuvalayapit being tended by a caretaker. And the caretaker was deliberately blocking their entrance by keeping the elephant in front of the gateway. How Krishna has made those arrangements. Krishna could understand the purpose of the caretaker. He is Antaryami. He knows everything. Every thought goes in our mind and heart. Krishna registered it. We will be able to cheat so many people, but we will never be able to cheat Krishna. Haribol. And he prepared himself by tightening his dress before combating the elephant. Krishna saw this. He began to address the caretaker in a very grave voice, as resounding as a cloud. He says, quote, "You miscreant caretaker, give way. Let me pass through the gate. If you block my way, I shall send you and your elephant to the house of death personified." Complete concrete answers and indication. The caretaker, being thus insulted by Krishna, became very angry. This is the position of our living being. When Krishna tries to tell us something true, we become upset. And in order to challenge Krishna, not only that we become angry, but we become in a challenging mood even to Krishna. That's Maya Devi. So powerful. As was previously planned, he provoked the elephant to attack. The elephant then moved before Krishna like inevitable death. Haribo. It rushed toward him and tried to catch him with his trunk. But Krishna very dexterously moved behind the elephant, being able to see only to the end of its nose. The elephant could not see Krishna hiding behind its legs, but it tried to capture him with his trunk. Krishna again very quickly escaped capture, and he again ran behind the elephant and caught its tail. Holding the elephant by its tail, Krishna then began to pull it, and with very great strength, he dragged it for at least 25 years. Haribol. Just as Garuda dragged an insignificant snake, Krishna pulled the elephant from this side to that, from right to left, just as he used to pull the tail of a calf in his childhood in Vrindavan. Nothing is impossible for Krishna and his pure devotees. Everything becomes possible. Impossible thing become possible. After this, Krishna went in front of the elephant and gave it a strong slap. He then slipped away from the elephant's view and ran to its back. Then falling down on the ground, Krishna placed himself in front of the elephant's two legs and cursed it to trip and fall. Krishna immediately got up, but the elephant, thinking that he was still lying down, tried to push an ivory tusk through the body of Krishna by forcibly stabbing it into the ground, trying to show his strength. Although the elephant was harassed and angry, the caretaker riding on its head tried to provoke it further. The elephant then rushed madly toward Krishna. And as soon as it came within reach, Krishna caught hold of the trunk and pulled the elephant down. And when the elephant and caretaker fell, Krishna jumped up on the elephant's back and broke it and killed the caretaker also. After killing the elephant, Krishna took an ivory tusk on his shoulder, decorated with drops of perspiration and sprinkled with the blood of the elephant. We should visualize this scene. He felt very blissful, and thus he began to proceed toward the wrestling camp. Lord Balram took the other tusk of the elephant on his shoulder, accompanied by their cowherd boyfriends. Krishna always traveled with his cowherd boyfriends. Always he has the company of his pure devotees. He entered with them in the arena. And when Krishna entered the wrestling arena with Balram and their friends, he appeared differently to different people according to the different relationship with him. When I asked my mentor about the identification of this Sudama, I wrote to Maharaj that it seems that this florist was in a different mood and different relationship by looking at his behavior and how he received and how he gave a beautiful garland to Krishna and Balram, and knowing our original Sudama, who will never try to ask anything from Krishna. So there must be a different personality. And Maharaj said yes, because their mood is different. To the females, he appeared to be the most attractive male, Cupid personified, and thus increased their lust. This is the different emotions of our Acharya is sharing with us. It says that a 12 rasas was exhibited during the arena. The cowherdmen who were present there looked upon Krishna as their own kinsman, coming from the same village of Vrindavan. The Kshatriya kings who were present saw him as the strongest ruler. And to the parents of Krishna, Nand Maharaj and Yashoda, he appeared to be the most loving child. Haribol. To Kansa, the king of the Bhoja dynasty, He appeared to be the dead personified. Haribo. To the unintelligent, he appeared to be an incapable personality. He always wanted to satisfy everybody. He does so. To the yogis present, he appeared to be the super soul. To the members of the Vrishni dynasty, he appeared to be the most celebrated descendant. So how many different rasas? Let's count. When Krishna entered wrestling arena with Balram and their friend Gopas, he appeared differently to different people according to the different relationship, different rasas. Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure and all kind of rasas, both favorable and unfavorable. So this is starting. He appeared to a wrestler exactly like a thunderbolt. One. To the people in general, he appeared as the most beautiful personality. Second. To the female, he appeared to be the most attractive male. That's third. Cupid personified. And thus increased the lust. To the cowherdsmen, that's the four relationship. Who were present, they looked upon Krishna as their own kinsman, coming from the same village of Vrindavan. Fifth, to the Kshatriya king, who were present, saw him as the strongest ruler. The sixth, the parents of Krishna, Nanda and Yashoda, he appeared to be among most loving child. To the Kamsa, seventh, the king of the Bhoja dynasty, he appeared to be the dead personified. Eight, to the unintelligent, he appeared to be an incapable personality. Nine, to the yogis present, he appeared to be the super soul. 10, to the member of the Vrishni dynasty, he appeared to be the most celebrated descendant. So 10 rasas, huh? Not 12. Thus appreciated differently by different kinds of men present. Krishna entered the wrestling arena with Balram and his coward boyfriends. Having heard that Krishna had already killed the elephant Kuvalapit, Kansa knew beyond doubt that Krishna was formidable. He thus became very much afraid of him. Krishna and Balram had long hands. They were beautifully dressed and they were attractive to all the people assembled there. They were dressed as if they were going to act on a dramatic stage. And they drew the attention of all the people assembled there. Wonderful. The citizens of Mathura city who saw Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, became very pleased and began to look on his face with insatiable glances, never satisfied. The nectar, as if they were drinking the nectar of heaven. That's what it happened when we purified our heart. Even simple picture of Krishna will give you so much bliss. What to speak of Krishna can come and show us face to face. Seeing Krishna give them so much pleasure that it appeared that they were not only drinking the nectar of seeing his face, but were smelling the aroma and licking up the taste of his body, and were embracing him and Balram with their arms. Haribo. They began to talk among themselves about the two transcendental brothers. For a long time, they had heard of the beauty and activities of Krishna and Balram. But now they were personally seeing them face to face. They thought, That Krishna and Balaram were two plenary incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, who had appeared in Vrindavan. The citizens of Mathura began to recite Krishna's pastimes. His birth as the son of Vasudeva. He is being taken into the care of Nand Maharaj and his wife in Gokul, and all those events leading to his coming to Mathura. This is greatness of the Mathura Vasis. So this is the way they remember everything, because they are so close to Vrindavan. They have the glimpse of these pastimes. They spoke of the killing of the demon Putana, as well as the killing of Trunavat, who came as a whirlwind. They also recall the deliverance of the 10 brothers from within the Yamala Arjun trees. The citizens of Mathura spoke among themselves nothing but the Krishna's transcendental pastime. Sankhasur, Kesi, Dhenukasur, and many other demons were killed by Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan. Krishna also saved all the cowherdsmen of Vrindavan from devastating fire. He chastised the Kalya snake in the water of Yamuna, and he curbed the false pride of the heavenly king Indra. Krishna held up the great Govardhan hill in one hand for 7 continuous days and saved all the people of the Gokul from incessant rain, hurricane, and windstorm. This is how they remember Krishna. They also began to remember other enlivening activities. Quote, the damsels of Vrindavan were so pleased by seeing Krishna's beauty and participating in his activity that they forgot the purpose of material existence. This is the beauty when we purified our consciousness. By seeing and thinking of Krishna, they forgot all sorts of material fatigue. That's the only way we will become free from this encagement of this material existence. The Mathura citizens discussed the dynasty of Yadu, saying that because of Krishna's appearance in this dynasty, the Yadus would remain the most celebrated family in the whole universe. And that's the reason, because they may misuse that position. That's the quality we have in material world. Whatever little good quality Krishna has given us, we always want to utilize differently. And Krishna knew that. That's why he destroyed his own dynasty before leaving this world. While they were thus talking about the activities of Krishna and Balaram, they heard the vibrations of different bands announcing the wrestling match. What a beautiful scene to remember and meditate. So we will continue what had happened the next. So thank you very much. Somebody has unmuted the phone. Please keep your phone muted. We do not want any distractions when we discuss about the Krishna's pastimes. Thank you very much. So I think we will stop here. We should be punctual on our activity. 2 minutes is gone little extra because the paragraph was little longer. I didn't realize. With those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life also becomes successful and with no fear in their life. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take austerity to join every morning from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Cottonville, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, San Diego, Alaska, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Vancouver, Toronto, Calcutta, New Delhi, and